The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Is my screen showing? Let me just do this here. Looks like the screen share somehow shut down. Okay, so good morning, folks. So welcome to the August 14th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on an 877-927-6648. If you've got a question and you can't dial in, Stevie's got your back. Send me an email. Send it out early, please, and send it to steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Now, if you're inside the Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we've got a mixed bag out there. The mix goes like this. The Dow's up 89, S&P's up 4, NASDAQ's down 38, Russell's off 13, Semi's down 24, Trendy's off 41, Gold's off $19, Silver's down 12 cents, Lights Recruit is off 71 pennies, Natural Gas up 12, 30 Treasury up 20. Our lead, our leaders in the clubhouse to the upside, Eli Lilly up $23, 2.5%. Flutter Entertainment, $15, 8%. Ferrari up $12.60, about a 3% move there. LPL Financial, $13. Ameriprise is up 11. Shakers to the downside. Alpha Metallurgical Resources down $20, 7.5%. IDEX Labs about $17, 3.5%. Intuit down about 14%. I'm sorry, $14, 2%. Ibotta is down $10. That's a 17% move. Franco Nevada down 7.5%. That's a $9 move to the downside. So we got movers and we've got shakers. But let's begin our day by taking a look at, let's take a look at that New York Stock Exchange Advanced Decline Oscillator. Yesterday, price closed above zero. Today, we are still trading above zero. It says 0.20. It says 28.75. If at day's end, price closes above the zero threshold indicator again, is going to shift control of the markets to the buyers out there. Well, we combine that with the spot volatility, which is right now trading below its 50-day exponential moving average. The 50-day is, so I don't know where it's going to close, but if price does close below 1719, that's the 50-day, that's going to shift for the spot volatility reading. That's going to shift the markets back in control, the wind at the back for the buyers out there. So we'd have both of those signals. Now, does it matter where those are trading at 11:10 versus 4 p.m.? Maybe, sort of, kind of, but not really. So it's really going to be about the end of the day. So again, to repeat, 1718 on the spot fix. If you are short and the spot fix closes underneath that, just be careful out there because the signals have shifted. Whereas if this gets tested and rejected, then I can understand the short position there because we've had the spot fix pull down, test and reject a key level of potential support out there, just simply a key level. Why is that a key level? Again, just for a reminder there, I just have to find it. That's the problem. Where did I put that page? Here it is. Okay. So the green boxes and yellow boxes. What's a green box? Green boxes are periods of time where the spot VIX is above the 50-day exponential moving average. Yellow boxes, rectangles, whatever they come out to from a shape standpoint, are periods of time when the spot VIX is above the 50-day exponential moving average out there. So generally speaking, this is a cool indicator just to understand what's the message of the markets, generally speaking. And we could have at day's end both the New York Stock Exchange, Advanced Client Oscillator, as well as the spot VIX lining up and saying, okay, boys, it's time to run to the upside. We'll run to the upside to where? So here, if we take a look at the ES Mini, the ES Mini formed to buy the D-point bottom pattern. It did that with that bullish reversal candle back last Thursday, August the 8th out there. And yesterday, price closed above the top of its slightly bearish structured profile. That suggests a further move higher. Now, further move higher to where? We can take a look at, first, I don't have the weekly chart right here in front of us. Not that I couldn't add it. But if we just, whoops, that didn't work. Let's try this again. If we just simply take a look at some Fibonacci retracement levels out there, here we'll see that the next area is up at 54.89. So far, the high of the day has been 54.73. So that becomes a logical target. Is that the place where the market turns? If we get that spot VIX below the 50-day and we get a second close above the advanced client oscillator, above the zero threshold level, I'd say no, it might be a pause point. But is that the top? I'd have to say the combination of all the indicators would suggest no. Now, if price moves above 54.89, its next price target would be 55.89. So S&P 500 ES Mini, we haven't looked at intraday charts, but they're bullish. If we take a look at the NQ, a similar story, but the difference between its story and the ES Mini is that the NQ has got resistance up at the top of its profile. So sellers are lined up at 19,480 out there. Price closed above its descending trend line yesterday, tested and rejected that level today. That's actually a bullish signal. At least it's a bullish signal as of 11:13 a.m. In the case of the Dow has a profile change in trend. Whereas the ES Mini closed above the top of its profile yesterday, the Dow did that last Thursday. We've seen basically a series of slightly higher lows out there, and we're trading above yesterday's high. So that's a bullish signal and suggests a further move higher as well. The Russell 2000 kind of stuck in the mud. The mud is between profile support at 2025.57. It resists at 21.2388, which is what it hit today. No real damage there, just price getting up to where the sellers are located and then backing off. But we take a look at the ES Mini, it's suggesting a further rally. So is the NQ and so is the Dow. And if the Russell were to close about 21.2388 out there, well, that would also indicate a further move higher. So that's what's going on. We take a look at this set of charts, these sets of tools on our black background screens. But let's go over to the white background screens and let's start diving down just a little bit into the so-called day trading type charts, the intraday time frames to get a feel for what is going on. And so we'll start by taking a look at the NQ. When we look at the NQ on a 5-hour time frame chart, we do not have, well, hold on a minute. You've got a bar number 8. Let me just make sure this high. I'll tell you what, I'll get my act together. You thought I was going to say something else while we're at this breakout here, and I'll come back and I'll tell you exactly what the NQs are doing. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So one of the things we want to pay attention to today, probably at the session end, is going to be the 5-hour time frame chart for the NQ. It's in bar number 8 right now. In order for bar number 8 to complete, though, price is going to have to close. Now, that would be at 2 p.m. So price is going to have to close above 19,099.25. We are below that right now. I don't know where it's going to close, but if it closes below that, the pattern that we're taking a look at will go away. In other words, no topping signal. And if price remains above its oscillator and change line at 18,903, it adds the idea of a further move higher. Now, you may have noticed, well, inside the NQ, 19,243, again, is the resistance level. That's the top of its daily profile. With regard to other possible tops out here, Rhodes momentum indicator top on the 2-hour time frame chart. If price is able to close above that high, 19,175.50, then we're going to continue to move higher. Same pattern set up on the 60-minute time frame chart. Same pattern, quite frankly, on the 30-minute time frame chart. So that's really the key number to be watching throughout the day, at least as far as to the upside. If you close above 18,197.50 out there, we're definitely headed higher. Now, the one chart that we should take, now I wouldn't be surprised to see the market pull back today. None of us should be surprised to see that. Why would that be, Stevie? And the reason would be because of its daily dance steps out there. And so we take a look at the daily dance steps. These are consecutive moves higher, consecutive moves lower out there. That is so weird. Some things just not on my screen. So we take a look at the top row. The top row, today could be day number 5 of consecutive moves higher inside the ES Mini. That would be a bullish signal. That would go along with, not that we can't pull back or anything, but that would go along with taking a look at the advanced decline oscillator. That would be, wrong page? Oh, sorry about that. Thank you. Thank you, Inno. Let's get over here and take a look at this again. Get this set up. We should be on the white background screens. We should be looking at the daily time frame for the ES Mini. You'll see yesterday was bar number 4 to the upside, consecutive move to the upside. Don't know what today will be out there, but if you close above yesterday's close, we'll be at bar number 5 to the upside. Typically, especially when you begin a rally out there, if you do more than 4 sessions to the upside, it's a suggestion of a change in trend out there. An example of that would be take a look at the ES Mini, go back to October of 2027. We actually went up for 8 consecutive, maybe 8 consecutive sessions out here. We did that again. So we want to watch that. So the reason I say that is because I wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback today, even in the ES Mini out there. Now, I'm not saying whether that's going to happen or not. I just wouldn't be surprised because of 4 days to the upside. Same thing inside the NQ. Now, if price were to move lower, where support, what would we expect? I would expect at least a 2-day pullback out there. I mean, that would be normal. Would be a 2-bar pullback. So in the ES and the NQ, we're both in bar number 4, so we close higher. That would quite frankly be from a dance step move. That would quite frankly suggest that that this is not the end of the rally out there. We don't have those same signals on a daily time frame for the Dow or the Russell 2000. You can see, though, the Russell 2000 being the weakest of all 4 of the daily time frame equity future contracts. Look at the weekly time frames. Now, here I've got continuous contracts up so that we can go back and take a look at historical data. Bar number 4 to the downside was this week for the ES Mini. Bar number 4 to the downside was 2 weeks ago for the NQ out there. So that's just kind of again, it didn't get to bar number 5, right? So just a normal move, 2 to 4 bar move out there. So that's a bullish signal. You can see in the ES and the NQ that price is trading above its oscillator and change line out there. So that is a bit of a short-term bullish signal out there. The Dow, pretty strong from a weekly standpoint, only a 2-bar pullback out there. The same thing with regard to the Russell 2000. Now, if the Russell 2000 wants to get its mojo, you need to see it close back above the 2131 level. So those are the dance steps of the market. They're worth noting out here. They're really worth noting out there. So again, at day's end, I would not be surprised to see the ES Mini and the NQ trade lower, and that we get at least a couple-day pullback. Now, it could be something more than that. But again, we would come back and take a look at what's the VIX telling us, what's the New York Stock Exchange Advanced Client Oscillator looking at, and what's going on those intraday time periods out there. So that's a general overview of the markets. Of course, we can come back to this here. Let's take a look at let's begin taking a look at a few questions that have come in. Only 3 so far, so it should be pretty easy to clear this up. The first one comes from David H. And David H. is looking at CrowdStrike, CRWD. He's in a long call position, and his question specifically is, will this get, by Friday, will this get up to 260? Not showing what you're talking about. Wow, so what chart does it have? That's so weird. We have no idea what's going on with the system here. Wow, let's try this again. That is really crazy. Wow, let's try to change this window. I have no idea what that is doing. Let's try this. Maybe this will steady itself. Hey, Ron, thanks for picking up on that. Yeah, it was really wackadoodle. So where were we at out there? Oh, it was on the, let's go back just so, and we will come back to this here. What we were taking a look at was this set of charts right here. So the daily for the ESNQ, Dow, and Russell 2000, the dance steps were okay? Okay, it was just when I switched over to that other chart. Okay, thank you. All right, so we won't do this. Let's go on to where we were at out there, which was take a look at CRWD for David H. And his question specifically, will this get to the 265.50 level? So each of you can see where the 265.50 level is. It's the high of the candle from the July 29th date. Now, price had gapped to the downside on July 30th. The gap to the downside had volume of 25 million shares. We got into that gap. We're into that gap today. And today, so far, the volume is 2.5 million shares. Now, we're very close to the bottom of the gap. And I think the bottom of the gap, I mean, like, this is going to be a really hard call for Stevie. And I don't know if it is or it isn't. We're going to look at some intraday charts for you, David. But it looks to me like price will get to 257.45. Will it get to the 265.50 level? Hard to say. What's going in your favor out here? What is going in your favor out here for that to unfold? Just that we're trading above profile. We closed above it yesterday, so that would be a profile change in trend. So that's a positive there. We've seen, higher highs for the most part out here. On a weekly time frame, there's really nothing. The only thing that's great about the weekly time frame, David, is that we're trading above last week's high. With regard to the monthly time frame, not that I have really a top out there. Maybe it's a sell the D point pattern. Doesn't matter whether it is or it isn't at this stage. The price is trading above the top of that day of the monthly profile, 199.07. So that's somewhat bullish. The weekly, just simply because we're trading above last week's high, we'll call that a little bit bullish. But does it get to the 265.50 level? Let's first take a look at what's going on in CrowdStrike in its intraday time periods. And if we look at a 65-minute time frame chart, the reason we look at a 65, not a 60, is because then we have equal time frame bars throughout the entire day. 390-minute session divided by 65, and you're going to have an equal number out there. So 65-minute chart shows that we are in bar number 8 right now. Now, this candle here is going to complete at 11:40. That says at 12:45, 1:50. At 1:50 p.m., by 1:50 p.m. this morning, this afternoon, is going to create a TD9 count top, and you should at least get some type of short-term pullback out there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry Pesavento Friday, July 12th and Friday, July 26th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time for 3 hours of live trading. For this month only, use promo code LarryJuly24 at checkout to save $50 on your first month subscription. For all the information and to reserve your spot today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 148. S&P is up 13. NASDAQ 100 is up 11 right there. One more thing with regard to CrowdStrike, David, and that is looking at how prices reacted and coming off of the bottom out here. So we've seen 2 bars to the upside, 1 bar to the downside, 2 bars to the upside, 1 bar to the downside. Today's going to be the 2nd bar to the upside. This is Wednesday. Now, I can't guarantee you that we're going to have a 1 bar move to the downside, but we are coming to that gap with much lighter volume out there. Could it be a 1 bar move to the downside? Could it be a 2 bar move to the downside out there? So just be aware of the current pattern that's in place out here and know that you're running into that gap level with lighter volume out there. So just something to consider in that trade because you're dealing with a time component as well, which is Friday. So I do hope that helps you out. And as always, thanks so much for writing in. We had some weird stuff going on with the screens out there, which if you were looking at it, might have made you sick because the way it was flying back and forth. And so I want to go back and cover and recover just simply because of a question that has come in, the NQ out there. So let's take a look at the NQ. And Ron's question is this, inside the den. The NQ, I took your support and resistance numbers for the next week, let's say, are 1990. So here with regard to support with regard to the NQ, and I assume you're taking a look at the daily time frame. Well, I'm going to continue to speak as if you're looking at a daily time frame because I haven't put a weekly chart up on my screen that I'm aware of. But here's what I can share with you with regard to the daily time frame for the NQ. I think I've got all the same numbers on both systems. Just want to make sure out there. Yes, we do. Okay, perfect. So we take a look at the NQ out here. Your support level in the NQ is down at 17,587. So just to make sure of that is the bottom of the profile. The center of the profile is at 18,297. It's a slightly bullish structured profile, Ron, and that the center is closer to the bottom than it is to the top, but it's somewhat equally balanced. I don't really think that comes into play right now. The resistance level is at 19,243.80. So that's your support and resistance areas out here. When we took a look at the daily time frame chart, what I also had mentioned was that price had broken through, closed above a descending trend line. So that's an important aspect of the NQ. What I also mentioned is that this morning, price pulled back and tested and rejected that trend line. That's actually a bullish message, bullish unless price were to close below that level. So now what should unfold here, Ron, is price should go target the 19,243.80 level, the top of its profile. The one thing that I had mentioned earlier was there is a possibility by 2 p.m., that's a 5-hour time frame chart out there, which we may form a TD9 count top. In order to do that, in order for bar number 8, well, the next step of a TD9 count top, in order to do that, bar number 8 must close above 19,099.25. So that's where that number is coming into play at. That's coming off of a 5-hour time frame chart. If price closes below that at 2 p.m., this pattern goes away. That topping signal would go the way. Price would be above green oscillator and change line of all profiles. Those are simply bullish breakout message for us, and I would say 19,682 would be its next price target. No idea whether we get up there, but that is the upside price target on the 5-hour time frame chart. So I think that's where those numbers came into the play and a bit of confusion. The other number that might have come in is if you look at the 60-minute and 30-minute time frame chart and 120, they each have Rhodes momentum indicator tops. That says if price is able to close above those highs, 19,175.50, then from the intraday standpoint, those patterns go away, and that suggests a further move higher. So I hope that clarified things for you. But if not, let me know, and we'll make sure that we accomplish that task one way or another. I'll just find another way to say it out there. So sorry for the confusion. Thanks for the question. Glad to hopefully have cleared that up. Let's go on to our next request out here from Joe D. inside the Tiger's Den. And Joe's asking a question about LGIH. Now, I don't ever recall looking at LGIH. Maybe we have, but we're going to do that today. Not that that really matters. Just curious what it is. LGI Homes. I know I've not looked at that chart. So what is LGI Homes doing? Well, it has been trading below the bottom of its daily profile for 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 sessions out there. So Joe D., if you're asking me, what's the level that price needs to close above in order to suggest that this thing is going to rally? Now, 102.95, you would think that would be the number I would tell you, right? Because that's the bottom of the profile. However, look at yesterday's price action. what took place yesterday? Price rallied right up into that oscillator and change line. So the real number that the LGI Homes needs to close above in order to get its mojo, that's to the upside, right now is 103.62. The 62 number is going to change a tad as price moves up and down out there, but you can use that as a guideline. So right now, what do we know about it? There's a possibility that LGI is forming an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. How would we know that? Well, if it closes below the candle session from August the 5th out there, that low is down at 96.02. That's the pattern that would unfold. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. What I am saying is, Joe, we do know that price has been unable to take out resistance for the last week plus out there. Let's look at the weekly time frame chart. The weekly time frame chart says, yeah, daily. Would you get your act together? You thought I was going to say something other than act. I wasn't. And the reason why it's saying that is because price is trading above its oscillator and change line. It's red, not as strong as green, but it is also trading above the top of its profile out there. And as long as price remains above 98.52, last week it closed above it, you have a weekly profile change in trend out there. We just have a consolidation in the weekly time frame anywhere between 80.62 and 125.04. So it's ready to jettison to the upside, but not until it proves itself. And the proof of that would be in the pudding, and that pudding says you need to see a close above 103.58 out there. So, Joe, I hope that provided the information that you were looking for. If not, you'll let me know, and we'll get that to you. Next question coming in from Dan inside the Tiger's Den. And Dan would like to take a look at ASPN. What a beautiful place that is. And if you ever go out there, you got to go to the Oyster Bar. If you're asking me what the name of the Oyster Bar is, it's called the Oyster Bar. Yeah, they've got the best oysters and at reasonable prices. It is a beautiful thing. But anyways, we're taking a look at Aspen Aerogels. Nothing to do with Aspen other than the name. Maybe it does, I don't know. But as we take a look at this, Dan, what we know is that prices trade above the top of its daily bearish structured profile. Been above that high for the last 3 trading sessions. So we know it's going after the most recent swing point. That was this trading session here where it opened at the high, closed towards the low out there from August the 8th. The exact opposite of what we saw inside the markets out there. Doesn't matter. Now, the volume on that candle was 5 million shares. Yesterday, you were up into it with 1.7. Today, so far, about 516. We're still in summer, right? So you got summer trading out there. But I would say, because we were seeing higher lows for the last 5 or 6 days out there, higher highs, that price is going to go target that level. Now, if price can close above 24.41, that would be that level. We should see a move to 27.16. 27.16 is the TD9 count breakdown resistance level. When we come back to this break, we're going to finish looking at Aspen Aerogels. I'll be thinking about oysters. Maybe that's what I should have for dinner. And then we'll go on and take a look at Google from Mohammed. And anything else, any other requests that come in, we'll make sure we take a look at those as well.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. My wife reminded me it's called Clark's Oyster Bar out there. I always call it just the Oyster Bar. And yeah, and even though you're in the Rocky Mountains out there, so my favorite oysters are oysters from the West Coast. They're a little bit, they're a deep dish. So it's a little bit of a deep dish oyster, kind of a little milky tasting, although it doesn't taste like milk or anything out there. They're absolutely fabulous. Now you get like Kushi oysters, Kumamoto. Those are probably some of the best, but several of them out there. And the beauty about this place here, of all the things, so oysters down here in Florida, they're pretty much ranging from mostly about $6. Most of the places you go to, most of the decent places you go to. And look, if you're eating oysters, you want to eat oysters where they're just simply running through, right? I mean, not running through your body, but that they've got a good turnover out there. And in any event, I know you don't want to hear all about oysters. I love them. And whether they're raw, whether they're smoked, you can do anything to oysters. And Stevie loves them out there. So, but they're $4. $4 is what they cost each in Aspen, which is a beautiful thing for those oysters. Anyways, back to Aspen here. We take a look at the weekly time frame chart. What we can see is that it's regained its profile level. Now, what you'd really love to see out here, Dan, is you'd love to see price close the week below the close of bar number 5 out here, and that closes at 23.35. I don't know that you're going to get it. If you did, do you even need that? You know what? You don't. You have a Gartley buy pattern out here, so I see that, right? So here's your A to B point on Aspen for the weekly time frame. Then it has a nice little rally that very next week out there. So we've done more than a 1-to-1. Last week was a bullish reversal candle, so the TD9 count doesn't matter. Now prices regained that profile level. So what this tells us, Dan, is that Aspen should go target that oscillator and change line. So 25.52. So even though we're rallying, we're doing it with lighter volume, we're still above profile resistance on the daily time frame. I believe Aspen is headed to that 26.52-ish area. If we look at the monthly time frame chart, it's a beautiful thing. Price pulled back, tested, rejected, it's green oscillator and change line. You're trading above profile there. So the monthly wants higher price, the weekly wants higher price, and I believe the daily wants higher price as well. So I hope that helped you out with regard to Aspen and letting me reminisce about, because maybe what I'm going to do for dinner tonight is oysters. We did find one place down here. It's also called the Oyster Bar. And they've got some West Coast oysters, and they're at $4 a piece, which is really kind of hard to believe because before COVID, it was just maybe $2 a piece, right? All of you that are oyster eaters out there. So what in the Sam heck happened between then and now, even inflation-wise, to have driven the cost of oysters up to $6.50? I've seen them at $6.50 out there, and I say that's, you can fill in the blank, crazy. That's right. That's absolutely crazy. That's what I was thinking. Anyways, let's go on to our next request. Is coming in from Mohammed. Mohammed would like to take a look at Google out here. He's long at 165. And here's the problem that you've got with regard to the daily time frame chart for Mohammed, and that is look at that red oscillator and change line. Google's been trading below the oscillator and change line since the trading day of July the 10th out there. So we're over a month behind below that. A red oscillator and change line tells us that the price oscillator is below zero. When price is below a red oscillator and change line tells us we have a falling price oscillator below zero. Those are absolutely bearish conditions out there. But let's see what is it doing today. Well, what it's doing today, it's trading into its swing point from back on August the 5th out there. 34 million shares. So far today, you've done 11 million shares. So a little over 2 hours of trading. So let's say it's 33 million shares, going into 34 million shares. It's not what you want to see. This suggests to Stevie that what you should see here, Mohammed, is you should see that swing point get tested. August the 5th out there, and that low is down at 156.60. Will it hold that level? That I don't know. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, there's no reason to suggest that it would hold that level. What do you mean, Stevie? What I mean out here is you've got a TD9 count top, prices below profile support, and prices below its TD9 count breakout level. So that suggests lower price. If you look at the monthly chart, potentially a TD9 count forming, but more so a Rhodes momentum indicator signal already present. So we don't need to worry about the nines, and prices trading below that green oscillator and change on 162.10 right now. So all points are at least pointing to lower price inside of Google. Maybe you get a test rejection of that swing point low with lighter volume, and that would be a 156.60. Now, of course, what you would really be looking at there, Mohammed, if you did get that test of rejection, what you'd then be looking for is some kind of sign of strength, some kind of move off the bottom with volume, and then you could buy a retracement of that move. That would be one way to take a look at it. But sorry that you're long at 165. Sorry that you didn't see this oscillator and change line, which we're also trading below profile out there. So conditions inside of Google are definitely not bullish out there. But I'm pulling for you. And hopefully you get a test rejection of that swing low. Let's look at our next request out here. This is coming from Sat P. And Sat wanted to take a look at J.P. Morgan out here. Now, J.P. Morgan is trading above its green oscillator and change line, and today it's attempting to get back inside his profile. Now, this is a bullish structured profile that formed below price. If this is only a counter trend move, Sat, and I know you're looking to buy a few shares, and now is not the time, why? I don't know what the outcome of this test is going to be. And the test I'm going to refer to is this just a counter trend move inside of JP Morgan. At this stage of the game, at 11:48, the answer would be yes. Why would it be yes? Because it's a bullish structured profile. That price was below, and where price would then stop if this is only a counter trend move would be at 211.29. So I can't suggest that you take a few shares here at this stage. The weekly looks pretty good. Rhodes momentum indicator top, consolidation with inside his profile levels. It's suggesting to move up to the 211.07 area. Well, 211.29, I would suggest if price closed above 208.74 is where JP Morgan is headed to. But is this more than a counter trend move? I don't know the answer to that question out there. But I'm going to say that today is not the day to take a few shares out there. I know you also wanted to take a look at Adobe. ADBE is the ticker symbol out there. Let's pull those charts up. Now, here in the case of Adobe, we have, I'm not even looking to see whether we have a bottom or not. I don't necessarily need to. Price did pull back to its breakout level. We know that can be a bottom, and that breakout level was 505.38. That would have been the time for you to have taken a few shares inside of Adobe out there. Learn the TD9 count pattern. If you're not familiar with it, Sat, just subscribe to Mastery Probability. You do it for 29 days. It doesn't cost you anything, and you're going to learn this pattern, and that would then help you to understand what the TD9 counts, where objective support and resistance is at. You want to buy objectively, you want to buy support or sell resistance. Price is trading above that green oscillator and change line. So we're above profile. We have a bullish breakout going. Now, I don't know where price is going to close today. If it closes back below that, then we don't have a bullish breakout, but we still would be bullish. But we're in bullish breakout mode. Price is going to go target the 551.23 to 580.55 level out there. If you're just looking for some kind of short term, price should continue to move higher inside of Adobe. You're asking where's the buy point on this? Well, we sort of came down there. This here, you would have to be chasing it. Now, do you want to chase it here for Adobe? I would venture to say what might be better for you, is to look for some kind of 2-bar pullback, at least a 1-bar pullback out there. So, what we do like about Adobe as well is it pulled back to where price had basically had gapped up And the low of that gap, in essence, is going to be that 505.38 level. That was tested and rejected back at the lows here on August the 5th. So this looks better than the other chart that we were taking a look at. That's all I've got. So, Sad, I hope that helps you out. We come back to this break. We're going to finish the show with McGuppy taking a look at Tesla and Berkshire Hathaway, looking for an entry point. We'll be right back.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. Let's take a look at Tesla from McGuppy, looking for an entry point, and I can't suggest you enter now, simply because, as you can see, price is testing and rejecting the bottom of that daily profile, and that's at 208.34, and above that at 211.20 is another resistance level. So I hate to have you buy as price moving into resistance. Now, it's possible that we just have a one-day pullback here, right? This moved higher for 2 days, coming off the lows August 5th and August 6th. We can see that was 2 days the upside, 1 day the downside, 2 days the upside, 1 day the downside. Now, this is 1 day to the upside. Maybe it's 2 days the downside. But in any event, where's the buy on this? You know, you'd have to find some type of short-term pattern really out there. But know that price at resistance on the weekly, below its red oscillator and change line, consolidating on the monthly chart out here. You know, where's the buy? Geez, if you got back to 182.01, That might be the buy, the breakout level out there. I don't have any kind of bottoming pattern other than getting back to that breakout area. So that's what I see when I take a look at Tesla. You also want to take a look at Berkshire Hathaway, BRK.B_B, however it is on your system. And price right now is trading into its sell zone. The sell zone is between, looks like about 436.33 and 443.89. That's a daily bearish structured profile. The weekly time frame chart is saying it wants to take that level on only because price is trading above its green oscillator and change line and above profile resistance. And the monthly looks pretty good. Monthly chart looks very good. It's in a breakout bullish mode out there. So you're looking to buy. I would say buy it on a 2-day pullback out there. That would be the best thing that I've got at this stage of the game. But don't necessarily buy this coming into that daily resistance level. And finally, or lastly, we're going to go ahead and take a look at BABA for Yvonne, who just sent in a request out there. You're asking, should you go long or short? Right now in the daily time frame, the message for Alibaba is more of a long message. Price trade above the green oscillator change line and above its daily profile. So that is a bullish breakout mode. I would suggest that bullish breakout mode will take you up to 83.83, the top of its weekly profile. But the real number to watch here, Yvonne, is 82.12. That's the bottom of that monthly profile. If price begins trading above that, well, Alibaba is going to continue to head north. Folks, thanks much for putting up with me today, and hopefully you'll do that again tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. sharp. Stay tuned for all the great programming, and be safe out there, and have a wonderful Wednesday. Take care.